Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a brand new live edition of Dodgers Territory. We are your hosts, Alanna, Rizzo, Clint, Pasillas, on what was an unbelievable answer from the New York Mets to what the Dodgers did to them in the first game. But now they go to Queens. Clint, series tied 1-1. Let's talk about the good first of all. Let's give our flowers to Honeywell, because I don't think the Dodgers expected that he was going to give them 3 scoreless innings, but that's exactly what he did. So let's talk about the opportunities first, and then we'll talk about some things that we wish would have gone the other way.
Yeah, Brent Honeywell, phenomenal job for this team. Absolutely needed to have that. Landon Knack doesn't give you much of anything, not his best game. In all fairness and in all respect to Knack, this is the second time he's pitched in almost 2 weeks. And the first time he's pitched in, I have the note somewhere, 5 days. He did get in the NLDS, 1 inning, October 9th. But it's been a minute for the kid, his first real taste of postseason baseball. So Knack did not have it. Bullpen game did not work out all that well for the Dodgers. Am I staying up? Am I keeping myself up in the middle of the night crying about this game? Not so much. I mean, when you beat down the the opponent as bad as the Dodgers did in game 1, you give them a lot of fuel. And I think the Mets came out here extremely hungry. And credit to Francisco Lindor, putting his team, fouls one off himself, putting his team on his back with that leadoff homer. And I think that kind of set the tone for the game, at least in my opinion.
Well, and I certainly do not fault Dave Roberts for intentionally walking Francisco Lindor to get to Mark Vientos. I mean, obviously the at-bat prior to that, Francisco Lindor hits a home run. We know what Francisco Lindor can do, obviously. But when, it is what it is. Like, I don't question Dave Roberts' decision there. But it's got to be more than just the bullpen trying to keep this, Mets team in check. You got to look at the Dodgers offense. It just wasn't there tonight, Clint. I mean, you look at what the offense did not do, I guess. If you look at their lines, it's tough. I mean, Shohei, there's a lot of offers there. I mean, Tommy Edman, good game, 3 for 4. But it's like, if you look at Ohtani, he's 0 for his last 22 with 10 Ks. And that's not going to get it done. Ohtani, Betts was 0 for 4. Teoscar, who is still my X factor and still my team MVP. Freddie Freeman still between Freddie Freeman and Brandon Nimmo with their foot problems, I feel like we're watching a little bit of a geriatric commercial there with those two guys hobbling around, gutting through it, though. Dodgers Shohei Ohtani, 6 for 30 with 12 Ks in his first postseason, 6 for 8 with runners on base, 0 for 22 with bases empty. That's just not going to get it done. Obviously, he had that big 3-run home run in game 1 of the NLDS, but we need to see something more from the superstar. It just wasn't a game that, on both sides of the ball, it just wasn't there today for the Dodgers. But I'm okay with, yes, would I have loved to have gone to Queens up to nothing? Of course. But going there with a split, I'll take that. And then you have a day off in Buehler on the hill for game 3. I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I know some people, I've seen them in the comments around the internet, people wondering, people asking why, should they have gone to Buehler? Should this have been Buehler's game? I love the idea of going to a bullpen game in game 2 after what Jack Flaherty gave your team in game 1. It was the right call. It was 100% the right call. Just did not work out that well. Maybe the quick turnaround, but more so, I think the Mets, and listen, I was dicking around on yesterday's episode when I said, Dodgers in 3, because 1, you obviously literally can't do that. It's not technically possible. But the Mets are a very, very good ball club. And I think when you get beat down that bad in game 1, they had everything, they stayed up all night themselves looking to fight back. And, I'm crediting the Mets more than I'm questioning a lot of things for the Dodgers. They did put up, a little bit of fight in this game. If a Kike Hernandez hit goes a different way or gets by somebody, or, a sac fly instead of a walk for Max Muncy, maybe it's a little bit different of a complexion of a game. You stay in there. I know some people will question Dave sticking with Henriquez for as long as he did, but I'm not mad.
I just don't think you want to show all of your high leverage relievers in this game that seemingly is kind of, not completely out of control. It's not within reach. It's not without question that the Dodgers could come back, but I would rather see the high leverage relievers in game 3 than I would in a game that your probability is not going to be in your favor. You're probably not going to come from behind that much and win. Couple things I did notice about some of the at bats. I said this earlier today on High Heat that I think Shohei Ohtani is pulling the ball a little bit too much. I would like to see Shohei Ohtani. I mean, I know he got a couple of hits yesterday, okay, but I would like to see Shohei Ohtani kind of go. I mean, he has such great opposite field power. Like use the entire field. He's pulling it a little. I mean, what the hell do I know? I'm not Rob Van Scoyoc, but the point is, I would like to see him have a little bit of a different approach. I feel like he's pressing too much because he's Shohei Ohtani, right? And he needs to live up to to the perceived amazingness that this guy is. Another thing, I understand that Andy Pajes was 1-for-4, but his first 3 at bats, can you take a pitch? Can you have, see some pitches? Can you, I don't know, have a more, and I understand he's young, but have a little bit more of a professional approach. That's the only thing I could say offensively. I am certainly no one to question what these guys are doing up and down the lineup. Again, Will Smith needs to come in these key opportunities too. I really thought Kike Hernandez was going to go yard because that's what Kike does in the postseason. It just didn't work out this game. I'm not freaking out though. I'm not as concerned about this loss as I was like the loss in Game 3 of the DS.
Yeah, I mean, on the lineup here, and we'll see some video going here. We got some Lindor going. I mean, it was all Mets very much early on in this game, but you got to see more out of Will Smith. I had some complaints, and then he did get a big time homer there against the Padres in Game 3, Game 4, whatever it was. But we really have not seen any Will Smith in this postseason, and against a lineup, against a rotation, a Mets team that has as many left-handed starters, you got to see something out of Will Smith at some point in time, especially he moves up in the lineup, as we can see, because, the lineup is accurate today, unlike it was yesterday.
That's all right. You get a pass. It's okay.
But yeah, you got to see a little bit more. You got to see something there out of Will for this lineup. But you did see some good things out of Dodgers hitters there. Muncy getting off the schneid as well. Not really off the schneid. He's had a nice series. 3 couple RBIs, big homer there to break the scoreless side for the Dodgers. And then you can't say enough about Tommy Edman in this game. Nice view there of that Muncy. I do love when it's a nice homer and the umpire doesn't get too crazy. I love the home plate umpire camera for what it's worth. But
yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Your only hero is Tommy Edman. You see the line again, all those offers at the top. That's a massive problem. Those guys get paid a lot of money to do some damage for your team.
Tommy Edman did a great job, but you have to give credit to where credit is due also. And as much as we wanted to give Jack Flaherty all the props yesterday, as he absolutely deserved, Sean Manaea had a nice outing as well. Back-to-back good outings for the Mets for Sean Manaea. I know he got into some trouble there, and give it up to Phil Maton for coming in and gave up the 2 runs. But it could have been, a lot closer for the New York Mets. And as far as too close for comfort in that situation. So again, all right, this is a situation where Will Smith is batting .87 in the postseason, got a big contract, has a lot of responsibility. And they have to show up. They're getting ready to go into a very hostile, deservedly so, environment in New York. Obviously, those fans have been waiting for this for a really long time. And they've got to be able to step up. But as we know, the momentum starts with that day's starting pitcher. So Walker Buehler has to jump on this Mets lineup early and take the crowd out of it early.
On that note, do you feel maybe, Dave, I don't know if it's a panic move because you did give up that run in the first inning, Brazier did. Do you think maybe they went to Landon Knack a little too early in this one?
Maybe, I thought that perhaps Landon Knack was going to start this thing. Maybe he starts it, and then Brazier comes in in relief. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's easy for us to pin, to pick at all of this and like try to poke holes in everything. But I just think it was a day that it's a bullpen game, and you don't know what you're going to get with the top, the early part of the bullpen. I think the back end of the Dodgers bullpen is fantastic. Those high leverage guys, the Blake Trinas of the world, obviously the Michael Kopechs of the world. I mean, obviously Vesey is out now, so that's a little bit of a blow to this team. We would love to have Brusdar Graterol in there too, but bullpen games are not ideal. But It is what it is. This is the situation we have right now, right? We don't have 5 healthy starting pitchers. And this is the way that you're going to have to run it. But I'd much prefer to go to New York with Walker Buehler starting game 3 than a bullpen game in game 3.
Yeah, you said, I wouldn't say set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up for more potential failure if this happens in the first game of 3 straight in Flushing there. Then you're potentially in a real world of hurt. Blowing your load, bullpen
Hmm.
wise, and you got a few more games. And if Yama doesn't shove again, then you have more of a problem. But again, somebody asked me on Twitter, how do you feel about this one, or whatever the hell it was, and I think I was retweeting like, hey, we're gonna go live here on Dodgers territory, and he was saying, I bet there's gonna be a lot of complaints, and I was like, no, honestly, I'm pretty indifferent to this one because again, the Mets, very very good ball club, Dodgers, very very good ball club. I said it was gonna be Dodgers in 6. I think you said Dodgers in 5. The Mets weren't just gonna lay down and walk away.
Amen. I mean, the Mets are way too good for that. I did say Dodgers in 5 only because I forgot that the championship series was 7 games. So then I just stuck to it with the division series of Dodgers in 5. No, this is a good Met team, but the Dodgers are really good too. So they just got to figure out a way to, again, if Walker Buehler can pitch the way that he did pretty much the last time out, and you can get, oh man, I'd love to get some length out of him. 5 innings, 6 innings. Am I asking too much from Walker Buehler to give you 6 innings? That would be phenomenal. And then
Him too.
yeah, and then you can kind of, go start counting outs and go backwards from there. And but again, it doesn't matter if you have a guy that throws a complete game. If he doesn't have one run of support, it's going to be pretty hard. So that the offense needs to figure things out as well against whomever. I haven't seen, and if the Mets have announced who they're starting in game 3, I apologize. I've not seen it yet officially. So they've got to find a way to jump on whomever that is, whether it's Quintana or, obviously Peterson will come on in relief for them. He threw about 43 pitches yesterday or whatever. But
going game 3 will be Severino for the Mets.
Severino for Luis. Yeah. Okay, Luis Severino for game 3, and then I'm sorry.
Said veterans right there. Battle of old folks in this league. So if our Dodgers here are going to continue to have some postseason success, what's the biggest bugaboo? What's worrying you most about this team now? Because I feel like starting pitching hasn't been that big of a deal. This bullpen game, I kind of wash it a little bit. We're turning to the most inexperienced guys with Knack and Henriquez, and we again look to the injuries and all that. What's the biggest concern?
Well, right now for me, it's the stars got to hit, right? I mean, you've got to have some production from your offense. I mean, we did nothing today. You have to have Shohei be better than 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position, or with the bases empty there. You have to be better with guys with runners in scoring position. You have to have Mookie Betts not be 0 for 4. You have to have Teoscar be the Teoscar that, hit that grand slam. And that has been so great for this team all season long. I mean, Freddie Freeman, of course, he'd get 5 at-bats with his, on one leg, basically. But I mean, the top 5 in the order, 0 for 7, 10, 0 for 19.
0 for too many.
0 for too many. Yeah. So, that's not going to get it done.
No. I mean, they got some walks in there. You mixed in some walks. And again, my guy, I got the line up there, Tommy Edman. We talked yesterday about where would this team be without all of those trade deadline acquisitions. Tommy Edman, I mean, getting it done in today's game, just not, you got to have more than Tommy Edman. He's got to have more ducks on the pond in front of him. But you need the guys. You need your superstars. You need the guys you pay a lot of money to. As Mookie says, the guys who drive very nice cars, you need to start having them do something a little bit more consistently. Again, I'm not terribly worried about this game. But still, you want to see, I don't know. I don't want to see that much more. I like the fight. There was some battle in here. There was some compete. I don't think Dave's going to have very much to say. I'm sure he's going to get asked about how come, why did you go to Knack there? And do you wish you would have started Walker Buehler? But, hindsight 2020, you can ask all the ifs and what's and how.
I think it's easier in a 7-game series to justify a bullpen game in game 2. If it's a 5-game series, you're starting Buehler there. What about just spitballing here, Clint Pasillas? Just spitballing. Man. Is it time to give Austin Barnes a start? Do we give Will Smith a blow?
Listen, the last time we brought up Austin Barnes, I think we got a lot of shit on here, but the last time Austin Barnes kind of took over for Will Smith in a postseason, back in 2020. Things worked out very well. And again, small-ish sample size, but Austin hit 320 in that 2020 postseason. And we'll give some credit where it's due also to Will. Like, we looked at that 33 inning scoreless streak from the Dodgers. Like, he's the one putting down the fingers, or I guess
No
pushing
doubt.
the buttons now. Like, he's been great. Will has been great, but if he's not producing and Austin's on, on the roster around, he's give him an opportunity. Helps us keep the show going.
Stay with us. It helps us keep the lights on, people. It
But
helps us
let's
keep
do
the
this.
lights
I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to throw to the ad real quick. But
on.
should Andy Pages keep getting starts, or maybe should CT3 be getting in there? But first, let's hear from our friends AJ Przinsky, Eric Kratz, Scott Braun about Orgain.
We're looking for real ways to boost our nutrition and just found a protein shake that actually tastes amazing. It's called Orgain, and it's been a game changer.
Orgain is the leader in real protein-powered nutrition that understands that being good for you doesn't have to taste bad. It's the organic ingredients we're looking for, but I don't want a grainy battle with my taste buds every day. You know what I'm saying? It's giving smooth milkshake vibes. That's Orgain, and they have a brand new 30-gram complete protein shake that offers protein-packed real nutrition designed to satisfy your cravings without all the sugar.
It gives me energy, provides muscle support, and helps manage hunger too. It's also made without soy ingredients and made with no artificial flavors or sweeteners.
Orgain 30-gram protein shakes are available at Costco and Orgain.com. If you want to get in on the delicious protein-packed nutrition today, head to Orgain.com/FOUL and use the code FOUL for 20% off your order. Once again, that's Orgain.com/FOUL for 20% off. And make sure you use promo code FOUL so they know FT sent you.
All right. Thanks to Orgain for being a part of Dodgers territory. That's a good question. I don't know that I would start CT3. Why not Kevin Kiermaier?
Kevin Kiermaier, I mean, I wouldn't start him against a lefty pitcher for sure.
No.
And, ideally, Lux is going to be back in the lineup. That hip thing isn't that big of an issue when there is a righty on the mound on Wednesday in Luis Severino. But, hey, in the same token, Kevin Kiermaier is on this roster for a reason. Well, the reason is Miguel Rojas is hurt, but he's around. He's stuck around. The Dodgers have kept him around for a reason. He should get an opportunity to show up, play some baseball, maybe play some meaningful baseball. He's a veteran. It's his final season. Maybe he's got some, sneaky special moments left in that bat. But this is me just spitballing again with Andy Pages.
I think we're really just trying to pick apart something because it's like this game was just a dud. As much as game one was a laugher, if you can have a laugher in the postseason, when you put up a 9 spot, you're wishing that they could kind of spread those runs over the course of the rest of the series. Don't blow it all in one game. But I'm not terribly upset. Of course, would I have loved to have won the game? Of course. But yes, Peterbilt, hindsight is 2020. Yeah, of course. Of course it is. But I think this team is going to be fine. I still truly believe that they're going to win. Yes, Orgain is good. I had some the other day. It's very good. Scott Braun says that. I'm not. Let me ask you this question. It's usually those odd number games, obviously, that are super pivotal, right? You always want to make the statement piece in game one. Number 3 typically is pivotal. Number 5, obviously, and 7 goes without saying. It's an elimination game, so you better win it. Is game 3 a must win in New York?
I mean, you'd like to pick up that first win against the Mets there. Don't give the fans any sort of positive feelings or anything like that. I don't know that it's a must win, but I'd really like to see the team win it. I think there's a good opportunity now to see them bounce back out of this Dodgers club the same way we saw, I'm going to say again, when you beat the Mets as bad as you did last night, you give them more to fight for. I almost feel like it was against the Dodgers' best interest to go and put up a 9-0 shutout as opposed to like a 4-0 win. It gives the bad guy or your opponent that much more to fight for, to be angry for, to battle about. Must win, maybe not. I'm okay if it's a close game, but after that, then it's a problem. But it would be good for Walker to get that win.
I thought that they were going to have a rally snake. Are you afraid of snakes?
I'm not necessarily afraid of snakes, but I did tweet that out there, rally snake.
So did I. I bet you I was first. I bet you I tweeted it
Probably.
first.
Well, I don't know. You're like 10 minutes behind me on the
That's
broadcast.
true too. That's a solid point. That's a solid point by you. I was like, what are you talking about? You're talking about Alonso. I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That's I don't know what else I have to say, honestly. Like, I don't think this needs to be bananas today. What are you going to do since they're not playing tomorrow? Are you into the ALCS at all?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see them Yankees. I want to see them Guardians. You know, anytime you get a chance to get more eyes on Jose Ramirez is a good time. We need also things to complain about or pick apart with the Yankees if we ever end up needing to do a crossover episode with our buddies over at Pinstripe Territory. But you know what? I want to see the biggest stars on the biggest stage. Give me some eyes on Aaron Judge. Give me some eyes on the slowest man in the world, Giancarlo Stanton. My old buddy Alex Verdugo in there. I'll be watching it. I don't have no rooting interest, so it's kind of fun. And I don't need to worry about putting together a post-game show in any way. So I can sit there and watch baseball.
That is very true. I think we need to win game 3 just so we don't have that same type of stress that we did in the NLDS, even though the DS, I don't know if you know, this is only 5 games and the CS happens to be 7 games. But I'm looking forward to seeing this team bounce back in a positive way in Queens in game 3 and make it a very fun series. All right. Don't forget that we have a new family member here on the Foul Territory channel. Tigers Territory is joining the fam. I just found that out today. So congratulations to Tigers Territory. We love having you guys here. And again, like us, subscribe, rate us 5 stars wherever you get your podcast, and of course on YouTube. Clint and I will be back Wednesday, I guess, after, what is today? Today Monday or Tuesday?
Today is Monday. There's talk
Monday.
about
so they play on Wednesday, so a potential post game on Wednesday. If not, we will have our normally scheduled Dodgers Territory on Thursday, I think. Why are you shaking your head? Am I wrong there too?
No, I'm just saying, stay tuned on the socials. That's where we'll be able to tell you some things. We might also have a crossover episode with us and our friends at Mets Up, the Mets Up podcast. So still working on
guys.
Things. One last thing, though. Foul Territory will be live. The boys will be live after today's ALCS game. So if you guys are tuned in there, Foul Territory, as always.
Bro, that music's super loud. You're going to have to work on that. I can't even hear us talk.
Oh, that's my bad. That is very much my bad. I got different headphones. So
all right. Thanks for being with us here on Dodgers Territory. We always appreciate you guys very much. We will see you either Wednesday post game or on Thursday. Keep an eye on the socials for all of the scheduling stuff. We'll see you then. Go Dodgers.
Bye.